Hi, welcome to your mat. Thank you for coming to Diane Potter Yoga. I'm Diane Potter. Please subscribe. I've got many more coming and it's all good. So today, I think we're just gonna do a lovely little flow. Sit on a block if you like to, if you find that comfortable. Just starting to stretch out the tops of our feet. Take some deep breaths. Arrive at your mat. Bring your body and your mind together here with your breath. Take our hands, interlace them, and bring them to the front. Tuck your chin, reach through your shoulder blades. Take your arms over to your left. Take them over to your right. Take your left hand down, leave your right arm up by your ear. And take your chin towards the ceiling. Start to open your up and back. Bring your arm back. Praise hands. Back through. All the way around to the other side. Left arm comes out. Look at the palm of your hand. And then open your hand. Open it to the wall behind you. And reach back. So your arms. Praise arms down all the way to your side. And then one more time, let's go left. Stretch to the left. Right arm's over your ear. Right arm, see, not all bodies can, but if you can, bring your arm behind your ear. And if you want, take your whole face up to the ceiling and watch your hand as it goes around the back. And let's do this to the side. Open your hand, turn your palm back. Do that a few different ways today. Let's take this to the front in child's pose. In child's pose, right away we're going to do shoulder openers. So let's bring our feet all the way back to our hips, all the way back to our heels. Send the right arm through. Stretch the left arm out. And breathe into your shoulder for about maybe 6 breaths. Unravel that. Right arm forward, left arm reaches up. And take the left arm through. And relax the side of your head down on the mat. Breathe into your shoulder. Okay, beautiful. Let's crawl out of that. Let's bring our hands forward to puppy pose here. This time just rest like a regular puppy pose unless you want to get the foot stretch, the bottom of your feet stretched out. You can come onto all of your toes and just reach back here. Forehead down. Let's start to bring the chin up. Look at your fingers. Tense your fingers a bit. Come onto the tops of your feet. Now tuck your chin, Bring the shoulders down. Now retract your shoulders, come up onto your chin, shoulders apart from each other. Let's take some dancing lions here. Let's just roll around to the right. Getting the kinks out of the hips. Go back. Let's roll the opposite direction. Roll the hips around. All the way to your heels, all the way forward. Just getting all the cracks. Yeah, let's actually come up onto our knees. We've been here before. I'm going to drag you what we already did. Let's take a, you can come on your toes if you're more stable maybe. And bring one arm up. One arm is holding your heel. Hips are forward, belly's in. Let's take that eye gaze towards the left hand and then bring the left hand all the way to the left foot. Bring the right arm around. Bring the right arm all the way around the ceiling and then down to the right foot. Left arm goes to the right and then all the way around your back to your foot. So if you're ready to come to the tops of your feet. If you're not, that's fine. You can stay on your toes. Just keep pushing your hips forward. Pushing your hips forward and pulling your belly in. Let's see if we just make some movement with this. Hips down, arm to the right. Arm goes around as hips come up and back. Hips reach back, right arm comes around. Reaching forward to the left arm comes up. And left arm comes around, your right arm reaches up until it falls back. All the way around. Finding the movement. Left hand touches, right arm comes around. Hips back and hips forward. So bend the knees, hips are back. Forward, hips are forward. So when your arm comes back, your hips go forward. Left arm, hips are forward. Excellent. Let's go all the way around to your down, to your back bend here. Heart is forward. Squeeze your shoulders together. Pull your belly in, but reach your hips forward. Breathe. Hands to your heart. Tuck your chin. Hips go back first. And then just tuck your chin, hands at your heart. About 3 things you're grateful for. It's a good time to set an intention. What is the deepest longing of your heart? The deepest, your heart's desire. What is the deepest intention of showing up at the mat? Your heart's deepest desire. Let's bring that out right now. And surrender it. Know that it's on its way. Breathe. Thank you. Okay, let's roll this up a little bit more. So we're tucking our chin. This is cat pose. Belly, hips are forward, tucking your chin. Let's roll all the way to a cobra pose where our hips touch the ground, shoulders reach through, heart lifts, heart reaches through the shoulders. Breathe, and then go back, hips all the way back. Let's come to a floating table, so your knees are slightly off. Your entire core is engaged here. Let's take our hands back to a plank. Legs back to a plank, sorry. Belly's in. Let's roll to the right side of the foot for right side plank. The arm, the right hand is turning to the right as if you're opening a jaw. Excellent. Let's go to the left. Left hand down, open up to the left side plank. Excellent. 3 more breaths in plank. You can start to go up and down, up to the toes. Take half plank. Up dog. Breathe in. Downward dog. Walk your feet halfway up the mat. Nice and slow. Fold, bend your legs as much as you need to clasp your elbows and let your head go. Fold over your legs. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up the flat back. Hands to the sky, right leg bends. Breathe in. Let's flow through Warrior 3 to Crescent Pose. Take your time, slowly breathe. Fix your eyes on gaze your eyes on one point. That back leg is active. Flexing or pointing the foot helps. And bend the left leg as you send it back. Okay. Breathe, crescent lunge. Take your right hand to your left elbow and reach it to the left. Let your head fall back, right arm. Breathe. Switch. Left hand to your right arm. Reach your back. Reach your arm back. Reach your head into your arm to relax. Excellent. Breathe in. Let's fold over the left leg. Let's just open it like this. Bend and straighten the leg. Relax your neck. You're not holding anywhere. Breathing. Step back to the left foot. Crescent pose. Crescent pose, we're just going to come back up. Your feet together. Breathe in. Left leg. Reach that hold. Breathe. Gaze is on a point. And reach back. Keep that gaze. Keep your eyes on a point as you straighten the leg. And breathe. Crescent pose. Hold on to the right elbow and lean it back. Lean over. Your body over. Excellent. Hold on to the opposite elbow. Lean your head back into the arm and just lean your body over to the left. Up to crescent pose. And lower your left knee down. Take half Ardha Matsyendrasana. half split, full over the leg. And then just warm it up, bending and straightening the leg. Right leg is bent and straightened. Come back to a kneeling pose. Again, you can take that block if you like. And actually come onto all of your toes. And do something to open the hands a little different from where we have been with this. So if you're on all your toes, you're opening up your feet, right? And I'd like for you guys to take your hands behind you. Your wrists can come off the floor slightly. Maybe tense your fingers. And see if you can feel a stretch. Just lean your body back. Maybe. This would work better if we put the block down. Yeah, that's it. Just put the block down and stay on top of your feet. Halfway. The block is halfway lifted. Arms are, wrists are tented up. You're just on your fingers and leaning back. Stretching out your wrists. Take our hands, the backs of the hands to the ground. Lean your body back. Stretching out the forearms and wrists. Breathe. Excellent. Let's come forward. Let's take our headstand. So we're just going to measure the distance between our elbows, clasp our hands. 30% of the body weight on the head. Make sure you're really using your arms and shoulders for a headstand, and mostly it's about alignment. Lining your hips over your knees over your ankles, and then your feet straight from there. Okay, so back of your head into your hands. Walk your feet up. Some of you can just bring your knees to your chest. Some of you will lift all the way up. Breathe wherever you are, using the breath. 10 breaths. Swag your feet down. Rest in child's pose. Rest your hands underneath your ankles. Wrists under your ankles for a little bit of a decompression. Breathe. Excellent. Let's go to a puppy pose. So you can do this with your fingers touching, hands spread apart, or you can put your hands on a block for a little bit of a deeper expression, or even 2 blocks. So whatever you're feeling right now, thumbs are touching, knees should be right about under your hips, and just like you're going to rest your chest towards the ground. It does not have to touch. Your gaze is high, as high as you can, and just breathe. And if first thing happens is your forehead hits the ground and you are very comfortable there, stay there. It's a gradual process, and you almost always take the forehead version first until you're very, very comfortable, okay? Breathe. walk your hips, press into your knees, press into your arms, go into cat pose on the blocks. Hips come forward, walk your knees forward. Alright, keep coming forward. Let's come into a Sphinx pose on your elbows. Elbows on the block or on the floor. Bring your chest through your arms. Press into your knees, press into your elbows. Walk your hands to the ground. Look over your left, look over your left shoulder. Look at your left hip. And go around, look over your right shoulder. Look at your right hip. Move the blocks out of the way. Come to a plank pose. Reach your hips back for a downward facing dog. Press through your fingertips. Press through the pads of your hand, fingers. Your wrists come a little bit off the mat. Arms are towards each other, magnified towards each other. Your eye gaze is right away between your feet. Now let's come to the tippy toes, lift the hips up, and roll through each vertebra. Keep rolling forward through the vertebra. The last thing that raises is your chin. You're in a plank, half plank. Inhale up, send your hips back to downward facing dog. Walk your hips, step the fat leg forward if you need. Come to your tippy toes, lift your hips, roll through your entire spine, over your wrists, chin lifts. Half push up, inhale up, exhale hips back. So one more time, tippy toes, hips high, rolling through each vertebra of your spine, over your wrists, and breathe. Inhale, exhale half, inhale up, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, look between your feet. And step your left foot to the middle. Bring your right leg to the ceiling. Bring your right leg to your right shoulder, and then bring it straight back. Right leg to your left shoulder, bring it straight back. Right leg to your right shoulder, step it right outside your hand, come into a side angle. That's from side angle. Let's go all the way to the other side where we'll do Skandasana, okay? So, as you exhale, press into your right foot, heel of your right foot, and then inhale, come all the way up, and then bring it down to Skandasana. Now, with Skandasana, your left heel can come up. And this is more about the stretch for our inner thigh. Go over, right down through the center to the other Skandasana on this side. Let's turn over the legs. Frame the right foot. Bring the right arm up to the ceiling. Bring it out for warrior 2. Reach around, backwards, peaceful warrior, straighten the right leg in, reverse triangle, let's take triangle, reach over the right leg, fold, reach, fold over the right leg. Modified pyramid, then your left heel is up. Let's come to your temp. Now try to do this noiselessly. Press your fingertips. Pull your foot all the way back. Lift your foot back to the ceiling. Step where your right foot is, right in the middle of the mat. Left leg comes to the ceiling. Left knee to left shoulder. Straight back. Left knee to forehead. And straight back. Left knee to right shoulder. Straight back. Left knee to left shoulder. Let's take the crescent pose. We're going to turn around on this, make it a side. Come down to a Skandasana. I have a brain fart. And that's what we did. We did a side angle pose. So your left hand could be inside or outside of the foot. I like both ways. If you put it inside, your knee can press against your shoulder and your shoulder can press against your knee. And let's come back to Skandasana on the right side. You know what's nice here? If you have a tennis ball handy, I do like to put a tennis ball underneath my right heel so I can have a nice straight spine. And bring your hands to your heart, you look over your left shoulder. Breathe. If you don't need the tennis ball under your heel, and that's fabulous, just leave your heel flush with the earth. The earth's beautiful. Let's take the tennis ball and right through the middle to the left side Skandasana. Let's frame the left foot. Let's lift the left arm up. We're going to press into the left heel. When we press into the left heel, we're going to exhale, and then on an inhale, we'll come up to the right, on the right hand. I'm going to rotate to a warrior two. I'm going to take peaceful warrior. Straighten the leg for triangle. Take triangle, reach to the left, fold over the left leg, lift heart up. Let's frame the left foot, come to the left toes, right toe, sorry. We're going to take pyramid pose. Let's come back to plank. Let's halfway chaturanga. Look up and heart opens. Linger here, breathe in. Bring your hips forward. A few breaths here. You can rock in your hips, on your wrists. Exhale, hips up and back for downward facing dog. Bending into each knee. Let's take our tippy toes high. Let's roll through our hips again. Rolling through to a plank. From a plank, let's shift our weight to our right hand and right side foot for a side plank. Breathe. Take the left knee up. Let's put it behind us for a while. Let's roll around. Take the left leg all the way around and through for a fallen pigeon. Breathe. take the right leg over the left for a twist. Bring your left knee in, and then hug down to your right knee, or you can use your elbow against your right knee. Look over the right shoulder. Let's unwind. Step back, crescent pose. Back to a plank pose. Back to a downward facing dog. Look between your feet. Come to your tippy toes. Ripple through your spine to a plank. Let's roll in the left foot, left hand. Hips are raised high. First side plank, breathe. Come on toes, pressing into the left outer edge of your foot. Keep the right foot right behind you. Breathe. Wild thing. Let's rotate around. Right hand comes to the floor. You breathe, bringing your knee all the way through and sending it out to the left. Rotate the left foot all the way around. Hug the knee. The right foot under. Take a twist. Look over your left shoulder. Let's take Pinchamayurasana. Shoulders. Forearm stand. So forearm stand, you can think about your forearms like a big foot. That'll help. You're pressing down to your forearm. Hands are, hands might drift close to each other. Don't worry about that too much. A good way to start this is to walk in, like lift your hips, walk your feet to your body as much as possible. You'll feel the compression between your core, your ab wall, and your thighs. Kick that on, bring one leg to the ceiling, and take the other leg and hug it into your chest. It's just like kind of a stepping up. It's probably the easiest way to learn. Okay, so walk the feet up. Right leg comes up. And bend your right left knee. There you are, you're in forearm stand. Breathe. See if you can get your legs straight together. See if you can get as tall as you can. Left knee into your chest, and then put it on the floor. Take the right leg down, and child's pose. Rest in child's pose. Release your arms by your sides. Come back on up. Let's go to the wall for a second and have a little bit of an adjustment. And take your right hand down the wall behind you. Take your left hand top of your chest and pull your shoulder and chest towards the opposite wall, the side wall. Getting ready for a real opening, back bend in camel pose. So you can take your left hand to your foot, left ankle. You can be on your toes if you need to, or on the flats of your feet, wherever you are. Just breathe, bring your right hand back, and bring your hips forward. Pull your belly and squeeze between your shoulders. Offer your heart. And now release your feet. Send your hips back. Your hips come back and then you release your head last. Take your hands, you can fingers up. Get a nice wrist stretch. Send your wrists down your legs. Or stand right behind you. The backs of your hands are on the floor. You can just lean back into the wall if you have a wall behind you. And let's take the opposite side. So the back is to your left hand is on the wall. Right hand, and then walk your knees back to, you're lined up with the back of the mat. Take your right hand on the top of your chest and stretch it open. Maybe bring your head back. Use your arm. When you're ready, stretch away. Stretch away from the wall. Push your hips forward. Now take your right hand to the ground, to your heel. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pull your belly and reach your hips forward. And then left hand back too. Now you can squeeze your shoulder blades together as you reach your hips forward. Offer your heart. Breathe. Belly's in. Heart's lifted. Hips are going forward. And then release your hips back to the floor. Tuck your chin slightly. Release the wrists. Now hands to your knees, around your spine. Tuck your chin into your chest. And let's face forward again on the mat. Plank pose. Lift your hips back for downward facing dog. Press into your fingers. Gaze is on a point right away. Finger pads. Tops of the fingers. Knuckles. Arms are pressing towards each other. Hips are lifting high. Tailbone is reaching up and back. Gaze is soft on a point between your feet. Come onto your elbows. Walk your feet in. Left leg is going to reach up now. Left leg is going to reach up as much as it can. The right knee will come into your chest. Press your fingertips. When your knee comes down, you come down the same way. Left knee comes into your chest. Right leg comes to the floor. Rest in child's pose. Let's reach forward, chin to the floor or forehead to the floor for puppy pose. Take your hands behind your back. Prayer. Excellent. Let's do just a couple of, let's first fold over and ragdoll for a few breaths. Let it all go. Now, so handstands, this gives some drills, and maybe you really have a fabulous handstand, then by all means take a bunch of them. Fabulous play. But if you wanting to build strength and confidence in your handstands, then you need to be about one leg away from the wall, about one leg away from the wall. And then naturally, if you can touch the wall with your foot, that's exactly one leg away. I'm gonna mark that and line up a tennis ball right there, so that way I can mark my hands right where my feet were, and then walk my feet to the wall. Let's try to be at a 90-degree angle from the floor, and then to the tippy toes. Oh, now I overshot my mark a little, so I can take my hands a little closer to the wall. Okay. So, take one leg up. Come onto the tippy toe of the other. Squeeze your arms towards each other. Maybe bring your shoulders by your ears. And then release. Maybe you can try to hop potato. See if you can get any hang time by maybe just tapping the wall. And then release it. Nice. Shake it out. Make a stop sign with your hand, and then just pull it down. Take your left arm across. Maybe take your right ear to your right shoulder. Sometimes the neck gets a little too involved with handstands. And let's go the other way. Right hand faces the ground, the fingers down. Pull them away. Stop sign with the fingers. Pull them back. Left arm reaches the right arm close to you. And take your left ear to your left shoulder. Breathe. Nice. Do the other leg. So that was the right leg, I believe. No, that was the left leg on the, yeah, right leg was on the wall last time. Okay, so measure the distance again. You are about one leg from the wall. And then leave the tennis ball right around the middle of your foot, because that's where your hands will go. The palm of your hands will line up with whatever you put down there. Okay. So your feet just walk to the wall, and you are going to reach over. I'm going to take my right leg up now. My left foot is on the wall. Squeeze your arms together. Squeeze your shoulders all the way up. Your ears, touching your ears almost, and then let it go. See the difference. Belly's in, core's engaged. Arms are strong, magnetized towards each other. Start to tip. Nice little hot potato to your left foot. Excellent, and then just let it go. Ooh, yeah. Come down to a yogi squat with your head forward. Clasp your hands, come onto your elbows and make circles with your wrists. The other way. Shake out your hands, shake, 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 let go. Let the practice go completely. Take a nice shavasana. So, I really invite you to stay. This is, you are engaging your muscle memory. So, and shavasana is important because it makes room for your muscle, and if you just let go, it incorporates your muscles, it sinks deep into the practice moves deep in through your body, through the muscles, to the bones. Hi Varsa. Imagine the barrier between your skin is no longer there. Your pure energy. Give up the need for controlling anything. Let yourself be out of control. surrender to the Spirit, Holy Spirit. Alright, walk your feet right onto your knees and maybe constructive rest for a few breaths. Calling yourself back into your body. Maybe you can reach your arms over your head and roll over onto one side and make a pillow with your head, arms. And come to a seated position or not. Take a long shavasana. That's what I usually do. But if you're with me, bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me in Flow. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful evening or rest of your day. Do it, whatever it is you do, only better. May you be happy, may be free, may be safe, may be filled with love, may be brilliant and abundant and graceful and grateful. That's what we're meant to be. It's that you are created to be brilliant, joyful, radiant, abundant, So the goal in my life and my practice is to get out of my own way, so spirit can move through me, and I can be who I was created to be. And I wish the same for you, and I wish that we can bring this into the world, this peace that we created in our lives, in our hearts, in this space, and bring it out to the world with us. Thank you again, and have a great time doing it.